Hey guys, you all know that Whiskey Blue is for sale. And yes, I got some nibbles, I got some emails, got a couple of calls, and people are interested, but she hasn't sold yet. So I started asking myself, what is she really worth? And then I got some comments telling me that, well, at this price point, Whiskey Blue is in 180 territory. And I found that interesting, and that's why I want to talk about it. Now, I'm not interested in talking about the numbers. How much do you get for $200,000? Well, there are some 180s that are cheaper, and then there are some 170s which are more expensive. I'm interested in an apples to apples comparison. So let's break it down. A solid stock 170, mid-time airframe, mid-time engine, old paint, stock panel is about between $80 and $100,000. Yes, it's a lot of money, I know. I bought Whiskey Blue 5 years ago, and it's a real nice 170, and it was at the top of its price range then. But since then, prices have gone up 50 or 60%. And the stock early model, solid early model 180, and when I say early model, I mean the one without the third window. So this would be 50, from 53 to 55, and of course they always get better. And the last one I think was a 65. Anyway, a stock early model 180, mid-time airframe, mid-time engine and prop, old paint, stock panel. Well, it would probably sell for between 150 and 200,000. Let's call it 170. So putting those two together, that means that the entry price point for an early model stock solid 180 is the price of a solid stock 170 plus about 90 to $100,000. Now, of course, that depends a little bit also on how much importance one puts on damage history, on quality repair, and all these kind of things. And after all, these are my numbers. You put in yours. But if you're honest, you will probably end up more or less in the same ballpark. So up to now, I have talked about stock airplanes. Let's talk about modifications. And that was interesting to me because all those modifications that I have on Whiskey Blue, you know, the typical ones for off-airport operations, nothing too extreme, like sportsman's cuff, V-cheese, extended baggage, baby bush, double puck brakes, bass tail pull, and bass harness. They're all the same cost, whether it's a 170 or a 180. And if you want to do a new panel, even then it's pretty much the same. Yeah, there are some personal tastes, whether you want to put this Garmin or that, or AV30s. But if you want to do a new panel, there's nothing that would make a 170 panel much less expensive or a 180 panel much more expensive. They're more or less the same. And talking about engines, again, the same story. A new engine with a new prop and all the paraphernalia, starter and alternator, new engine mount, new hoses, new clamps, new everything is about $100,000. So I get it. If you want to fly faster and carry more and fly further and burn more fuel, you get a 180. And if you're in love with a round tail and love the nimble handling, it's the 170. But let's put all these two numbers together. If I look at the ones at Whiskey Blue and at this point only use the modifications and the new panels, then one would have to spend serious money to bring an early model 180 up to the same level. And at that time, you would still have the mid-time engine and an old prop and the old paint. And Whiskey Blue has an engine which about has 130 hours on it, and the prop is new, a little bit over 4 hours. So if you want to put that on the 180, like I said before, it's going to be another 100,000. So I don't see how 170 at the present price point could be anywhere near 180 territory. If you're talking about 170 and the 180, the same condition, the same way equipped more or less. So that's what I found interesting, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. Once more, last time, these are my numbers. I'm not an expert. Make up yours, but you will see what it's all about. And if you want to know more about my plane, about all the details and specs, go to 170bravo sale.com. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.